Alrighty, should be good to go.
All
Welcome
right.
back to another episode of the Average Joe podcast.
A very special episode, might I add. This is kind of more like above average Joe here because we have our very first guest here today.
We certainly do.
And much like with everything, I would say we don't do the wade in the shallow water. We like to jump into the deep end. So today we have a very special guest. He's a heavy hitter and he's a good old friend of mine. We have Mutaim of Sh5baar vlogs here with us.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I've known him for a long time, and I just, with us starting this YouTube channel, I was like, you know what, I'll see if he wants to come on and just chat with us and be our first guest. So
sure.
So let's start this off. You are a very successful YouTuber, unlike us, with quite the audience, and you just your channel just seems to be growing every single freaking day. How does it feel because I remember it's been some years since I've talked to you, and I recently got repositioned with your content, and I'm like, holy shit, he is blowing up. So tell me, when did that start to really happen for you?
If I'm being honest, by the beginning of 2019. Yeah, I remember when we last met, it was 2018 probably. I had around
17.
I had around 300k subscribers. By the beginning of 2019, I gained until now around 1.6 million subscribers.
It's insane,
in
man.
2 years. Yeah,
dude, I am so proud of you. I'm so happy for you, even though I have done nothing but fuck up your channel and
you helped me a lot for me getting a lot of American guests on my channel. So
yeah. For those of you who don't know, I helped him out. We met at college. We went to the same school, and he needed some help out with his channels, and I tried to do my part, and to varying levels of success. We'll keep it at that. But we've always been very good friends, and I'm so glad to see you really just blow up, because you deserve every bit of this, man.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely. So what got you, and of course I'm asking this as an interviewer, not a friend, but what just for the sake of the interview, tell us how you got into this, and tell us what started your wish to make content on an independent scale.
When I first started, it was 2015. It was my first attempt to make videos. I always loved YouTube. I admired YouTube channels, Arabic and English, since I'm Arabic native.
Really? I thought you were Sweden.
I look Swedish.
I'm sorry.
But so I grew up watching YouTube, and I wanted to be a part of it. The beginning, and I used to do my videos. They were unlisted, so I would send the links to my friends, and I used to do the same type of videos I do now. I review wacky stuff. I get my non-Arab friends to try our food, and then I said, you know what, let me give some of that to public viewers. And that got their attention from the first video. The first video gave us, I think, 8,000 subscribers.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah.
I gotta say, when Nick brought up your videos, and he was like, "Hey, I know this guy." At first, I was like, "No way, no, you don't, man."
I'm like, no, I literally, I helped him. I was literally his white monkey. I would get all the white people. I'm sorry if that was offensive, but that's what
You're good.
I thought of myself as I'm the white monkey. I go out and I get the white non-Arabs to react to the videos. No, but that's
in America, it was the hardest thing for me is to find white American show up in my videos, which is the opposite of the whole world now.
But I started looking through the catalog of videos, and I was like, the first video, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then by like the fourth or fifth video,
Yeah.
I just started scrolling through like everything that you posted and just started watching them video after video
Yeah.
after video. And it was like, oh man,
Yeah.
he knows what he's doing.
No, yeah, totally. I told you this dude is he's the guy. 100% he's the guy. And
Thank you, guys.
And oh, no problem. But I've been like I said, I've kind of been in a crazy situation. And I remember because we talked about this a little bit on our chat. One of the topics you represented that you brought up was me talking about my horrible family and how they owe me $20,000.
Wow.
Which they do, and I hate them all. They these past 2 years they have milked me out of all my money, and I've just been shadowed and alone and in a lot of pain. But that's why I haven't been getting back to you. I haven't kind of been getting back to anyone because it's a long, crazy story, and so I'm sorry about that, and I'm sorry about that.
I remember when we last met, you were on your way to go to live in LA.
Oh yeah,
working in a show, I think.
Yeah, I was well, I don't want to say her name because I'm not sure if she would want me to, say, because she's not working right now, so it's
okay. I got you.
I don't want to, but I was an assistant to an internship to a famous actress at the time, and I went out there and I was, and I'm not sure if we're gonna keep this in the podcast, but this is just me talking to you, and if it is or if it isn't, whatever. But
seems vague enough.
But I unfortunately, I was going out there, I was rubbing shoulders with movie stars, meeting some really famous people, like going to house parties that I'm like looking, I'm like, wow, I am way too poor to be here. Like, like looking at the these houses, and like I'm rolling up like these producers, this one producer in particular that I struck up a really good friendship with. And like I remember driving in, it was like a legit gated community, and like I'm like literally me and my best friend are rolling up in my piece of shit Lincoln Continental with the hood coming off right next to these homes that are like huge, like right. And by the way, the backyard is the beach. They're all beach houses, right? And I'm just like, man, I am way too poor to be here, right?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. So the thing was, unfortunately, I was at the point where I was in the process of breaking into the industry, and I was starting to get some roles, but unfortunately I had, to put it mildly, I had some family issues where a close family member of mine got diagnosed with a really bad illness, and it was my mother. She got diagnosed with a very bad illness, and her husband, my stepdad, left her, and she was penniless, and
I remember, yeah,
and,
I remember
couldn't walk. So I had to make the decision to move back, and I had to give up that, that thing and help her out, and and unfortunately, and she was in a position where I'm not going to say that she treated me like garbage. And I know that's like to where I was paying all the bills. I was paying everything, right? She couldn't walk, right? Which I understand that her life was in pain and stuff like that, but that doesn't give her the reason to treat everyone around her that loves her like complete garbage. And so for 2 years, well, for the first year she was taking all my money, and then she kicked me out. Because this is by the way, this is 3 days after my grandmother died. Her mother, her mother she hated her mother, right? Where her mother died, and she was 2 weeks. She hadn't talked to her for 25 years up until 2 weeks before she died, because it was literally on her deathbed wish that she wanted to talk to her daughter before she died. Yeah. Like so she did. And my mom specified at the time that in order to do this, that she would talk to her, but she needed to die right after that because she didn't want phone calls. If she goes to say goodbye to her, she wanted to make sure that she dies afterward. That's how much she hated her. It was like it was a bad situation. Like it was, yeah. So, yeah, it was a very unhealthy situation that I was kind of stuck in the middle. And,
I mean, that story, man, that should be the sequel of The Sopranos, man.
I know, but yeah, and all I can do is laugh, you know what I mean? But so this is about 3 days after my grandmother, her own mother, died, and she got into an argument with me because I refused to argue with her about my brother, who they got into an argument the day before, and he left to go see his girlfriend. Right.
Oh.
So he was messaging me on the phone, right, saying she's, a miserable witch and she's a blah, 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 blah. And she's telling me, oh, he's a good for nothing, lazy bum. Right. Both of them are true. Right. They're like, like he is a lazy, good for nothing bum and she's a miserable witch. Like both of them are correct about each other. Right. So she, was like, are you talking to him? My brother, which I was, right? But if I told her that, she would flip out, right? So I just said, yes, I'm talking to him, but it's just between what I'm talking about. Like, oh, well, what did he say? Well, if I say that he said that you're a miserable witch, you're gonna get angry, and so I just said it's just between me and him, and she flipped out on me. And started screaming at me and stuff like that. And which I at one point I was, because I'm a big I don't want to call myself pussy, but but I don't like arguments. I don't like conflict, and I tend to be the guy that kind of like just chills out and walks away from the situation. So I had planned, because this was 3 days after my grandmother died, and my grandfather, who was alone now without his wife and that he's been married to since the 70s, I said, you know what? I was planning on visiting him later in the day. Because you're being so miserable, I'm just going to go visit him now and get away from the situation, right? And she looked at me and she goes, well, then pack a bag. And she pointed to the door, right? Like, get out of the house. So I was like, okay. So I did. And I packed a bag and I left. So that was year one, right? After I got back from California to take care of my mom, that she later kicked me out.
Now I've been listening to this story.
Yeah.
He shares bits and pieces throughout the podcast.
Yeah, I've never shared the whole chunk before. So
I've been waiting for the silver lining at the end of the story. No, it never comes. No, I just want to warn you ahead of time. It's
so I went off. I stayed with my father for 3 weeks and stuff like that. Tried to bear him as much as I could, and finally saved up enough money to get my own place and stuff like that. And then my brother, who ended up staying with her after he got back from his girlfriend's, went off to school, did his school year, then came back starting in March, right? Like March of, this was last year. So he came back, and I was kind of joking around with my friends, being like, I give him 2 weeks, right? Max, which I'm actually surprised. He lasted 4 before she kicked him out. So
I mean, it's like he deserve a trophy for that.
No, yeah. So she kicked him out, and me and my brother had never, we were by no means close, and I mean that like we were not close. Like we actually didn't like each other for many of our years, but I felt bad, even though I didn't really necessarily like him personally, because it's like, I know how it feels to get kicked out of a house when you're paying all the bills and doing that kind of, I know how it feels. So I said, I know we don't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff, and I know we haven't necessarily gotten along in the past, but you could come and stay with me. I told my brother, to which he accepted, and he moved in with me, right? He was staying at my place for free. and then he didn't have enough money to go back to school, right? Because he didn't get a job, and like I said, lazy bum, doesn't, so I ended up paying for his college. And yeah, so that's year number 2.
You're killing me.
Yeah, I know, right? So that's year number 2. Year number 1 was paying the car bills and all the things. I had saved up. I had made $7,000 by the time she kicked me out of the house. I didn't have a penny to show for it. And then the next year, all that money, I had saved up about $4,000 in stocks and bonds and stuff like that. And I was just trying to piece my life back together to when he didn't have enough money to go back to school. So I sold all of my assets. I sold everything. I cashed out everything and I sent him back to school. And I regret it. I shouldn't have done that. Because, no, it's because you know how he paid me back when he came back this summer? Didn't get a job. Again, the same thing. And now and now, by the way, like, I make a lot of money. I make like, don't think I don't make a lot of money. I have a job where I make a lot, right? Generally speaking, I make $25 an hour. I'm not like a minimum.
That's an awesome job. I mean, yeah.
No, I mean, like, so don't think I'm making, but I'm making $25 an hour and don't have a fucking penny to show for it because, like, again, I'm just paying his rent, paying his college, right? Because I'm such a fucking cuck.
You should have listened to your mom. She told you that he's a lazy ass something, and you didn't listen to her.
Yeah, I know. So he didn't get a job again, second summer in a row where I was like, okay, you're gonna have to bleep that name out.
We'll be good.
But you're gonna have to get a job now, because I'm not like I'm tired of making $25 an hour and not having a penny to show for it. You know what I mean? I got my own life. I'm a 25-year-old man, who can't, who could barely make his rent because he's paying for his deadbeat brother that's almost, going to be 23 this year. So he didn't get a job and then still expected me to pay for it. And he sent me a message last week wanting me to pay his rent. And I haven't messaged him back, and I don't plan on it.
Man, he's gonna show up in your apartment soon. You'll see that. I mean,
so I'm just, for the first time in my life, in the past, well, not in my life, but it feels like my life, the past 3 years, I said, fuck it. I am gonna be. I've cut them both off, and this is, and I feel like a new man because for the first time in my life, in a long, long time, in all those years since you've seen me go out to California, I'm finally back on track and I'm finally doing what I need to do and what
that's
I want.
Awesome, man.
Which
that's
is
really awesome.
Make videos. That's why I have Joey here. I teamed up with a buddy that I'm back home with. He's also a creative dude. Who spends way too much time, in a that professional attire. But he has dreams. And
8 to 5.
Yeah. And so this is kind of, and I got a girlfriend. Well,
that's amazing, man.
I know, right? It's only been like 5 years. So
yeah.
so
gotta bless her soul, man.
Yeah, I still haven't told her. I still refuse to give out the information about the podcast because I'm too embarrassed. But
oh, come on. I mean, it's awesome, man. Just try wacky topics.
So now
and you will get it.
Yeah,
that's what I started to tell him eventually, because I always had the idea of doing a podcast myself.
Yeah.
And then eventually, like, we just started talking and we started realizing, like, our 3-hour-long rants would be better left just on the internet somewhere for someone to decipher. And
I wonder what to talk about. And every single time I go over, we end up talking for 3 hours just back and forth. We'll just turn the mic on and just see where it goes.
I mean, here's a topic for you. It's something I just discovered. It's about the most horrible family ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the praying mantis. Oh my God! I mean, seriously, I was reading about it and seeing videos, and I went to something about a breeding, and they are way more horrible than spiders.
Yeah, isn't that the one where the female eats the male's head?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
he eats his head, then she does the job. I mean, when I was watching that, I was said, "Oh my God, that's gonna be a very, very horrible porno."
Yeah, no. Depending on what you're into, man.
I think you deciphered the whole family dynamic here.
Yeah.
Just in one sentence.
Yeah, you know when the kids asked the mother, "How was my dad?" She was, "Oh my God."
Yeah. His head was delicious.
His head was delicious.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the happy ending.
No,
everybody was rooting
very
for.
far from a happy ending.
Yeah, no, that's animals are so weird, and I think I've mentioned this before on a previous podcast, right? Like, and now don't look at me like I'm crazy, but
you can if you want to. Sometimes I do.
Yeah. But you know, with natural selection and Darwinism, right? Like, we evolved from monkeys, right? So like originally monkeys were a very stupid animal, you know, but over time they evolved and eventually turned into human beings like us, right? So like, what if, like, it surprises me that there hasn't been just like one group of people like in society somewhere in the world that like got a whole bunch of like llamas together and is like, you know what, we're just going to create a super smart superior race of llamas that we're going to teach if because it's possible, right? Like through natural selection. Like, why hasn't anyone created gotten like one animal and just been like, we are going to selectively breed their intelligence?
I'd like you to hear the flip side of the coin here, because he's brought this up before.
Yeah, like
this sounds very similar to Jurassic Park to me.
Yeah,
just a bad idea.
Yeah,
like sweep it under the rug. We don't need, like, it's like the whole domesticating wolves into dogs kind of idea. Where like it worked, but would you want to try it with elephants?
Like, I guess so, not. but going back to that again, and they say, oh, don't keep wild animals in your house, like don't keep things. The original pets were wild animals.
Yeah.
So exactly. In fact, like, just because like we can now no longer do that, but that's how we got dogs, that's how we got cats.
Until one day, like, a pit bull looks at another pit bull and they're like, hey, I don't like this guy with the leash.
Yeah.
You want to take care of this guy? Like,
let's take him down.
Yeah.
It just seems like a bad idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but you know, the problem is sometimes, like as you said, like we evolve, but sometimes you see this stupidity comes back to people, and that's what is going to interrupt the evolving, because you know, like after all these years, you have people who think that Earth is flat. So
yeah.
So that's exactly what is going on. That's why I say, oh my God, now I believe that we were stupid monkeys.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Because the genes finally showed up again for someone who would go to like a NASA employee or like an astronaut and said, you're liars, you've never been to like outer space.
Yeah.
And that gene must be stopped. So I'm not sure in like 3 million years how people who evolved from llamas are going to be like.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if they almost go to a more primitive stage and then come back to like just where we are now.
Yeah. By the way, a side note, did you see that photo of Buzz Aldrin decking that flat earther in the face?
I think, yeah.
There's an actual video where a guy did that, where like a guy came at him like you liar, you think, and he just went boom, like
wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Like I was like, yeah. Like I love that the thing. But yeah, with it's fascinating what people believe, and like I said, going back to animals, and I don't think I brought this up, but it's been on my mind. Going back to like selective breeding, roadkill, right? Like animals that cross the road and they get run over by cars, right? Are we making them smarter?
Actually,
by killing off the dumb ones?
I don't know. I feel like it's been a stereotype. I'm not sure if it's racism or something, but it's been a stereotype for like all raccoons, possums, that they are stupid AF.
Yeah. But like the ones that are like afraid to cross the road, are we inadvertently making the species as a whole smarter because the ones that do look out?
Yeah, but I mean, there's only been like 300 years for them to acknowledge
that's
that
true.
Cars are on the road.
Well, I mean, less than 300.
But When was like the first Ford made? Like the Model T?
Yeah, like the 1910s or something.
I think yeah, Ford made it in 1910s.
Yeah. So.
But the problem is like I'm not sure what we are doing. Are we killing the stupid ones who are too stupid to not see the car that is coming, or we are saving the pussies that they are afraid to cross the street? So I'm not sure what we're doing here.
Where did this podcast go? I'm sorry, I'm sorry, audience. This is
a good one.
I guess so. This is. Oh my God, we were talking a lot about this and like what we were gonna ask you and stuff like that, and this has kind of just evolved into this. Let's get back onto you for a little bit more, just to.
I do have to put a quick subject. Are you drinking a Heineken?
No, I don't drink alcohol. It's a Saudi malt beverage, so it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. As you can
I
tell,
thought maybe you put like duct tape around it or something.
Oh no, trust me. I mean, hold on. Let me see if I can. Oh, you're good. So yeah, now it's a
cool.
Local beverage.
So
gotcha.
So our viewers, all 20 of them, can describe your childhood growing up. What's it like growing up in Saudi Arabia?
I mean, I grew up in the on the East Coast. It was not this strict area of Saudi Arabia, so you would see some open-minded people there.
Yeah.
It was an average life for me. So I wasn't rich, wasn't poor. I was a guy who like like his family wanted him to be a doctor.
Yeah,
it's like same as Indian.
That's,
so
well, I was about to say same as Joey, but
yeah,
it's slightly different. Yeah, it's very technology related. That's how my family always kind of directed me, is they wanted me to get ERP systems and things like that.
Yeah. For us, if you don't want to be like you say, I don't want to be a doctor. They say, okay, you can be an engineer.
Yeah. Look where we are now.
So yeah, it's either a doctor, engineer, or a loser.
Yeah.
That was it. I mean,
my parents were smart enough where they were like, this guy's not a doctor, engineer.
It's a plan B. So yeah.
Yeah.
He's not as retarded as the rest of them, but he's not as good as a doctor.
Yeah. He can make the 75% quartile there.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I went there. So I was a guy who was just studying.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came here to the US. And it was a different life for me.
Yeah, it's I'm sure for those of you that don't know, Saudi Arabia is a very traditional country. It's a lot. It's a very different lifestyle. It's a very wealthy country actually, but I'm sure the freedom, like not so much the freedoms, but the norms and what passes here would not pass over there, and vice versa. I'm sure, like the level of scrutiny that people would have, especially upon younger people, like college people that are looking to experiment with stuff and and do various things and whatnot. But it must be a crazy different life, especially.
I just like the clean version of describing what college life is.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, but I'm trying to hold on to the little shreds of dignity that I have left. But yeah, and so another thing that I've always wanted to ask, like, how is it just being so sandy all the time? Like how do you deal with the sand in particular? Because like I've been to the beach a few times, and like when I get sand in my swimming trunks, it's like a nightmare. So I can't imagine just everywhere, whenever the wind blows, Like sand just gets everywhere.
I mean,
I like how like normal but not normal that question is.
I mean, for me, it's something he's like asking me, "What's up?"
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Sure. And I remember like one of the angriest times I've ever been, not at you particularly, but just at the situation. I'm allergic to oak, right? To oak trees, right? And I'm like, God damn it, you grew up in a fucking desert your entire life. I've been growing up around these trees my whole life, and you are perfectly fine running around the freaking forest. And I can't, I can't even breathe in any of this pollen. Like, that's not right. That's not fair. Like I was like, oh my God, like
I mean, sand. I mean, it's hard to live among sand. I would say because sand is everywhere. Like wherever you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I live in the East Coast, and it's still so sandy there.
Yeah.
There's nothing called grass. We don't know what grass is. Like if you know there is a grass, like it's been imported from a different area.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. Weird, but cool though.
It is cool because when you see grass, it's like heaven. When you see two trees together, when like feet apart, that's heaven. That's a park, a national park.
Wow.
To go there. So, but I mean, we got used to it. I lived there for 18 years, so
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's So, like, what was like the biggest cultural differences, cultural things that you've experienced in your transition from life from Saudi Arabia to the United States?
I don't know. I mean, it would be. I wouldn't say freedom in general because where we were, I wouldn't say that we hated it because we are used to it. We loved it. We accepted everything we had, and it was a beautiful life.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, like there's a lot of many. I don't want to diss on America, but in Saudi Arabia you have a lot more of a protective barrier around its own citizens. Normally, like there's a lot of stuff that the government provides for that you do not have in the United States.
Exactly.
Wherever there's a yin, there's also a yang. There's also, what I mean, like all the schools that are tuition free, owned by the government, like the
hospitals are free.
So to all these, don't make it look like I'm saying that the United States is up here and no, everything is where it's all different, what I mean, is what I'm saying. And in a lot of respect that the Saudi government provides a lot more on average than the American gives you the freedom to pursue.
Exactly. As you said, like we're like pro and cons. I would say the difference is when I came here. So there's a lot of cultures here to experience in the US.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people from everywhere come here and settle in. Mm-hmm. So it was amazing to experience everything, literally like everything, like every culture, everything, and unlike in Saudi Arabia where it was mainly the cultures of my society more than my country, since it's a huge country. So I would say, I mean, I've been here for 8 years and a half, and I'm still experiencing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Big time.
Yeah. Sure. I would say that's a really cool point too. That like not a lot of people bring up is like just the cultural difference around the United States. Like it's very big.
In
like,
general, it's
if you go to New York City and then like you go to North Carolina or like something like that, like it's just such a different ballpark.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, especially, and I said Louisiana because that's a place that I've always wanted to go. I've always been fascinated by the I guess I don't want to call it like you'd say too much stereotype, but I've always been influenced and like really, really fascinated with like the whole voodoo swamps, you know what I mean, kind of thing.
I got you.
That's always been something that's fascinated me, and the whole Cajun lifestyle where you had the mix between the French and the Spanish and the Africans from Jamaica, and you had this melting pot of this really unique culture, and Yeah, that's always like an interesting place that I've always wanted to go to, but I've never gotten to.
I mean, you can. I mean, it can be an excuse to go to New Orleans in the Mardi Gras. So
yeah, I did. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was about. I didn't want to mention that word, but yeah, and the place where they show the boobies and yeah.
I don't know about that.
That's what it's about.
You can make the trip and find out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but when people tell you like, why were you in New Orleans? You can't tell them it was experiencing like the voodoo.
I love it how every single time I've tried to like tiptoe around an issue, you just point it out immediately and just fucking like you just called me out instantly on everything. I love it. It's but yeah, no, the US is definitely a very, very diverse place and definitely really, like I said, just overwhelmingly diverse.
Not so much as it is abroad, though. Like I would picture like that's a huge transition. I went over to. I spent a lot of time in Eastern and Central Europe, and that from the U.S. was like huge. So I would expect like it's even bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't they give you cocaine in bars over there?
Okay.
Oh my God, that's a really fucked up bar, man. I don't want to see what's going on there. Like in the short period of 30 minutes after they serve the cocaine, I just don't want to be there.
Yeah, it's not a legal thing over there, but in certain countries it's decriminalized. So like the only difference between decriminalized and legalization is that no one can sell you anything. It's just present, and you can't get arrested for it. So it's a very popular thing. Like in certain, I won't state the specific country where this was prominent at, where I would go and I would say like I want a shot of vodka, and in U.S. dollars they might say like that's worth like $13. Where everywhere else it was worth $5. And it would be like, well, why is there an upcharge? And they would be like, oh, it comes with a complimentary line
of
cocaine. Yeah. So there's a lot of loose that goes on.
I mean, that's.
I'm gonna come out and say it. I don't trust being in that country. I'm just gonna say quite honestly.
Neither. Yeah, I don't want to be there. Like drink.
Don't. Like I'm not gonna say I ever took advantage.
No. What I'm saying that you've seen. Yeah. You've seen people get served cocaine in bars. That's what I was.
So can you imagine like asking for a glass of Coke?
Yeah.
What do they give you?
Yeah.
I'm sure there would be a complimentary charge attached to the glass of Coke for dining at their fine establishment.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That bar in that really bad alley. So.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like an atmospheric thing. There's an entry charge to get into those areas.
Yeah.
So it's very. Like if people
know, and what was that one place that cut your balls off if you pissed on the building you showed me?
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I saw that sign before.
No, he was there. It's fake. He was there.
Yeah, that was.
It was real.
Wow.
He showed me the pictures. I was like, holy fuck! Like I don't like
that place. I will state the actual country name. That was the Ukraine.
Yeah.
And I remember when I went to the Ukraine. So at the time, I don't know if many people know this, but the Ukraine and America are kind of okay. When Trump was in the presidency.
Yeah.
Any other time, not okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Not a huge fan of Americans.
Gotcha.
And even still then, it was the only country I went to where like we actually had to get off the bus and everybody had their passports checked. Everybody had like their bags checked.
Yeah.
Like pat down, everything like that.
Yeah.
And I remember, and it's because they have a democracy, but they're like 5 years into a democracy.
Oh, okay.
Like they're still trying to figure out.
Like if it was like the baby, it's works. Like baby's first democracy, like your little toy play kit, that you buy.
They're trying to like lay off of people, but at the same point in time, like the old things are still there.
The old rules still,
So we went, and as I was touring the city, there were a lot of those signs, and they're around like every religious building.
Yeah.
Like period, and it has the snippet of like a guy pissing, and then it shows testicles, scissors, and cutting off the testicles.
Woo!
And I asked the guy, because I thought it was a joke at first. The first time I saw it, I was like, what does that mean? He was like, if you piss here, they're going to cut your balls off.
I mean, it's obvious, man.
That is terrifying.
You don't want to
I thought it was a joke at first when I saw it. Like somebody put it there, and then I was like, I asked him, and he said it, and I was like, maybe he's kidding around. Then I saw it like the fifth or sixth time, and I was like, no, they're taking this serious. Like,
that is I would not feel safe in that country at all, knowing that there's a government that like actually like enforces that like
and
more than
yeah,
like that's like
I mean, if they were about to do that to me, I would prefer to be beheaded. Actually, please just execute me. It's easier.
Yeah. Like, oh my god, yeah, that's some crazy shit right there. It's fascinating how different cultures, and I'm a very open person. I think many people can assume that already just from what I've talked about my own personal life, but I'm a very open person, so I really like going to different countries and seeing this. I also noted there's a hole in this cigar, and that's why it doesn't keep pulling.
You can cut it.
Oh yeah, I can cut it. Yep. Let me give me a second.
I have two cigars.
Yeah.
But let me light this back up real quick.
Go ahead.
I only smoke socially when I'm doing these, so that's
what he keeps telling himself. He's here weekly, so it really.
It's like me telling myself it's the last time. This is my last packet of cigarettes. It's the last time, and that was 200 packets ago.
Yeah, I've been telling myself that since I was like 15. This is gonna be the last
15?
one. Yeah.
Wow.
12.
Sorry. At 12, I still thought I was cool.
Yeah.
It's like, like when you first started to smoke, because you think, oh my god, I'm cool on smoking, and now you're smoking because your life is shit. That's why you smoke.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got nothing better to do on this break, and I haven't eaten in 8 hours. So
let's be smoking. That's it.
Yeah.
I have to say, I have never seen any human being go harder than you have with cigarettes.
I smoke a decent amount.
No, I mean like I remember the one time you showed me, you like pulled open the drawer. It's like, oh yeah, these are the ones that I like finished in like a weekend, and it was like
wow,
a chunk. Like it was like.
Yeah, this is definitely.
I'm sorry. Can we talk about?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I don't want to.
This is the least amount of cigarettes I've smoked on a podcast by far. Like by a mile.
Yeah.
It's mostly because the camera's here.
Yeah. But so getting back to that, in Saudi Arabia, a lot of the people are Muslim, right?
Yeah, I would say
because I know there's various beliefs there, but majority of which are.
Oh, you mean Saudi Arabia? It's 100% Muslims.
Oh,
actually.
Never mind. I was confused.
all the citizens are Muslims.
Okay. So a lot of Muslims can't drink because of that. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's prohibited.
So
in my country and in my religion,
it's even yes. So I'm sorry. I like I said, I don't want to.
No. I mean, as I told you, it's a normal thing. I mean, yeah, like even if it was legal there, a lot of people will not drink because they, like it's the same as a lot of Muslims came here and most of them still do not drink. So it would be the same situation. It's not like a big issue where everyone would protest, please legalize vodka. No, it's just a normal thing there.
Yeah. So basically, do you what I'm saying is what your religion won't allow you to do. I've heard the hookah game is pretty big over there because of that. That there's a lot of that, like, because you can't drink and stuff like that. There's other vices to accommodate you.
Well, I think the hookah has more of like a
cultural.
I don't think it's a vice. It's more of just a cultural thing, correct?
I would say it's a culture.
I'm sorry. To anyone listening into this, please know I'm a fucking moron that doesn't, that.
Oh yeah, I will share it in my channel post.
So thank you.
Expect millions of hungry Arabs coming there. I'm joking. I'm joking. No, my viewers are sweet. I know that.
No, put his individual YouTube channel in there so they could target him.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say this right now. A lot of stereotypes about angry Arabs or whatever, that stuff like that. When I went to college, including you, I became very good friends with the Saudi Arabian community, and I could tell you 100% the nicest group of human beings I think I've ever met on this planet. Like I could not be further from the truth. I mean, the level of that I have received from the Saudi Arabian community, definitely a whole hell of a lot nicer than anyone I ever grew up with. but yeah, so there's no thing of it there. But yeah, so if any of your viewers like to watch two American idiots, you know, that just like to talk about stupid things, and we have a lot of good things going on for this channel that we're planning right now. Like, you just came out with your stand-up special.
Yep.
So tell them a bit about that.
It's just me being a moron for about 30 minutes. I've always had a passion for comedy, and I thought stand-up comedy would be a really good thing to get into. Unfortunately, the time I started feeling confident recording myself was when COVID started coming out around the world, so I couldn't really go to any areas that were doing any sort of stand-up. And that's, I don't want to say what sprung like the podcast ideas or anything like that, but it definitely made it more apparent that I needed a YouTube channel to start kind of exploring some of the creative sides of things that I've got going on. So yeah, definitely I did probably the best avenue for that.
Yeah. And I want to do a stand-up specialty. We want to do Let's Plays. We want to do like cooking videos. Oh, we have this great idea that
before you jump into that, I did want to share. So I like to cook a ton.
Okay.
Like cooking, I wouldn't say it's a passion, but it's definitely like a very strong hobby of mine. If there is one, I guess I would say like authentic dish that I could cook, you know, like what would be the best that I could buy all the items at like a local supermarket and try and cook it.
Okay.
That would be like as close to authentic as it would come.
Beef ribs.
Okay.
I mean, that's my dream. I love beef ribs.
Okay.
I mean,
that's exactly the recipe that I wanted to do with the.
Okay. Yeah.
See, I have recently become infatuated with Kool-Aid. That's a
Kool-Aid,
like Kool-Aid, like Kool-Aid man, like, oh yeah, like bust through the wall.
But why? I mean, it's been there for like 3 million years.
Well, that was until until I looked up the website, right?
One of our favorite comedians admitted that he liked to drink a gallon of Kool-Aid daily.
Why?
I know, right?
What's wrong with him? I mean,
like he didn't know that it was unhealthy.
Even
I know.
I mean, that is the most pathetic, sad thing I have ever heard in my life.
Yeah. He thought it was like the equivalent of water.
Yeah, like he would just he ran like 6 miles a day, but he would have this big jug, and like people would think like, oh man, that good for that guy. He drinks a lot of water, and it's Kool-Aid.
He's basically drinking a lot of sugar.
Yeah, like
he would run like 6 miles a day, and his podcast would always consist of like, I'm doing all this exercise, I don't know why I'm not
gaining weight.
Yeah, and then eventually he came out and he was like, somebody asked him, they were like, is that water? And he was like, no, it's red Kool-Aid.
So I was fascinated, right? So I started looking into it. I went onto the website, right? Of the Kool-Aid website, the actual Kool-Aid website, like the official company website. I was so surprised. I found way much more than what I thought. They have recipes where you can make barbecued ribs with Kool-Aid. Okay. You can make pickles with Kool-Aid. You can make shrimp and like pancakes with Kool-Aid. They had recipes for dyeing your hair with Kool-Aid. Like all these crazy stuff. Like,
I do want to put out there, on none of these recipes did they have the calorie intake. Like they were, none of that was.
But I was like, wouldn't it be crazy if we should do like a video series where we make all these recipes that where
yeah, I mean, it's gotta
like,
be
I'm
awesome.
like that, like just like one idea where it's like, wouldn't it be crazy if we made like the Kool-Aid barbecue? Because I have to be honest, I wasn't expecting all of this on the Kool-Aid website, but like, check it out. It's one hell of a rabbit hole.
I'll go along with the series too, for where I go from 130 pounds to 200.
Yeah.
Period of 6 months.
Yeah. So that's what I've been looking into. So we have a lot of planned content that we want to kind of, we want to kind of put on this channel. And it's like it's our first times really finally having the freedom and finally getting out there and, and just trying to, we're not trying to gain subscribers. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious with our, with our current content, but we just want to have a good time and we want to express ourselves creatively. You know what I mean? And if the subscribers and views come along with that, that's great. If not, that's perfectly fine too.
I mean, as long as you're enjoying it.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like I want to enjoy, especially while I'm still here before I go back out eventually, to pursue whatever I want to pursue, and that's like the coolest thing about it is you get to choose like what you want to do. Like I'm sure you've known that, like you with all the awesome stuff that you do on your channel. But yeah, so
I mean, I have tried to cook a lot of things on my channel.
Oh yeah. I remember one time when you had me eat camel meat. Oh, I remember that. Did you see that video, Joey? There was an episode where I ate where I ate camel meat, and it was crazy. It was pretty cool. It definitely tasted like a lot like chicken. But I heard from another Saudi Arabian that was like the biggest aphrodisiac, like camel meat was. Like he said, which I think he was lying, because you said that's totally not at all what it is. But like you ate it and you could like really you could go to town.
I
heard that was like I don't know if he was like lying to me, but like because I didn't feel that after I ate it. But
I mean, if you want to advertise anything like food, drink, anything, just add in the description that it's like sexual enhancements, and people will go nuts. Even like you will see. I remember when I was a teenager, people were saying, like avocado mango juice will make you like really good. Of course.
Yeah.
And you will see a lot of like 12 and 13-year-old kids drinking that. Why? What are you trying to accomplish there? You are single, you're virgin.
Yeah.
You still live in your mom's basement. What are you trying to do? Even if it's true, like how's that going to help you?
Yeah, especially at that age, like 12 to 13, like you're having a hard time like walking up to the chalkboard without something going on.
Yeah. I mean, you are already at your peak.
Now you're drinking a gallon of mango juice. If it works or if it doesn't, it's not going to help the situation.
Yeah. So, I mean, a whole lot of stuff that we got planned and a whole lot of stuff that we want to get into. And I thought this would be like a great time to like, oh yeah, I forgot about my awesome YouTuber buddy, and that we could have him on the podcast. So
it was odd because we've been doing the podcast for a little
bit.
Like
we've had a few, we have a bunch of episodes already. And I like
last weekend when we started the group chat, he was like, oh, by the way, I know somebody that's already on the platform that we're using.
It was just like, oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we can have him come on and stuff. But yeah, so we'll definitely be sharing this to you, and hopefully soon I'll be able to share this with my upcoming future girlfriend, hopefully. Yeah, it's I'm not ready to see if she's ready to see like the full Nick, like the full uncensored. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to be quite honest. If you're ever on a first date with someone, you're not meeting them. You're meeting their representative.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to be...
You're just talking to the VP.
Yeah. Like it's, yeah. So, like, I'm like, yeah, I do YouTube and stuff like that. It's like, oh, what's your channel like? I'm like, like, I kind of talk about... our last episode, when I talked about the Uniballer episode, the thing, I'm not sure she's ready to hear that, but we talked about among other things, you know what I'm talking about, but there is a tribe in the Dominican Republic in South America, right, where they are so inbred that 2% of the population that are born as women their penis and balls will drop out of their vagina when they hit puberty. I'm not kidding. Like, that's an actual thing.
Yeah, I needed some background.
No, like that's an actual
just
thing.
To
like,
prove it to me,
like when,
wow.
yeah. Like they're, it's 2% of the population. It's a small tribe, but they're so inbred that their male, their male parts do not develop until they turn 12 years old.
Wow.
That has to be like.
Can you imagine if one of them, like in the day of his like puberty, that he went to the Ukraine and pissed on like a wall or something, and that day, oh my God, they're branding you! Why are you taking them off?
Yeah. No, but
it was like day 2.
Yeah,
yeah.
Be like the weirdest. That has to be like the weirdest or the scariest thing, like ever. But like seriously, look it up. Like it's an actual thing. Like it's yeah.
It was interesting to read about.
Yeah, no, I'm like, I kept he wouldn't believe me for like the biggest thing. I'm like, no, this is real. Like I remember reading about this. Like that's crazy. But yeah, and because before that was to counter his art. Like he talked to me about the owl god, that that there's an elite. Well, should I have you? Because he was telling me about a crazy story that I didn't believe him, but was also true. Tell him about the owl god story.
We may not even want to go into like the full details of it, because it is kind of like there's nothing wrong with it.
No,
it's just kind of bizarre. There's a group of super elites,
millionaire, billionaire people in the United States
that are invited to. I don't want to use the word cult because it's not very cult-like, but it kind of is.
I don't know.
And
it's pretty cult-like.
They go and they worship like this burning
statue of an owl.
Yeah, like they burn like
in
this
the middle
big
of the
wooden
woods.
statue of an owl in the middle of the woods.
Like this is real. Like this is real. Like, and no one knows about it. Like they don't tell anyone about it, and there's like actual footage from it.
What's crazy is there's a full-blown documentary made.
Yeah.
And they are trying to keep it secret.
Yeah,
like they won't.
No one will say it's real, but like someone got in and like videotaped it, and like it's like from the very beginning, like the camera turns on, it's like, wow, there's something going on here. Like
it's like
torches and
it's like shot at the video quality that we're shot out now, where it's like clearly
where it's like
somebody didn't take the time to like fake it, because it looks like it was shot on like a VHS tape.
But like, there's like hundreds of people with like torches and like around this thing. It's crazy, and it's all like super millionaire, billionaire,
and they don't
people. But they don't do anything wrong.
Yeah, just to express
like they're not sacrificing humans.
There's nothing negative going on besides the fact
that
it's just like
weird,
really bizarre.
But why are they trying to
I don't know.
hide it if it's not that weird? It's just a burning statue of an owl. That's it. So there's nothing weird about it.
That's been our thought too. Is like it's not the actual action that's bizarre. It's the fact that like they know the people that were there. And when they interview them, they say like that never happened, but like they're on camera doing it.
Yeah.
So it becomes like,
and not like
it's not me,
and not like 10 or 20. Like there were like hundreds. like it was like, it was weird.
Yeah.
But the in addition to that, which we got into it to any Saudi Arabian people that may be listening to this, in where we live, there was a faction of people called the Amish. Now, I'm sure Mutayin, you know, because you've lived around this area.
A lot. Yeah, actually, they know. Like a lot of people know the Amish. You know what? One of the guys who went to our school.
Yeah.
He's a Saudi guy. He went and lived with the Amish for 4 days, and he had a full documentary, and that documentary blew up in the Arabic community of YouTube. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know like that was such a wide. I thought that would like no one knew about it, but. They are, for anyone that doesn't know, apparently, I guess you guys know a lot about it. They're a group of people that starting in the 1700s in the United States, decided to close themselves off from technology. And to this day, they live like they did 300 years ago. Like no cars, no like horses, buggies, no electricity. Like their homes don't have electricity in them.
Except for the bad ones who come to Walmart all the time.
Yeah, except they can,
the center ones.
They can't own, but they can use. There's stipulations, but it's the weirdest thing because me and Joey were actually talking about that last. It's so weird growing up because we grew up, we're in an area right now where we've literally grown up to these people, like next to these people our whole lives. And like, we know nothing about them, like nothing about their lifestyle. Like they just keep to themselves. It's just, it's so weird. Like we go to stores where they own stores and businesses where we will go and get our groceries from them. You know, they're actually really good to buy groceries off of.
Yeah, they have the most the healthiest, like most organic, I would say.
Yeah, they you can organic ever. And like so they're real. I'm not saying like it's a bad thing. They really practice a lot of cool stuff, but like it's so weird, like going up and buying your goods with a person that looks like they stepped right out of a time machine.
They have no idea what like, anything you use is.
Like I come in with like my AC/DC shirt and like like sweatpants, and there's like a guy with like a corn cob hat and a pipe, you know what I mean, selling me my meat, and it's a weird, bizarre thing.
I think they have their own language. I think they speak German or something.
Yeah, it's a mix between German and English called. I know the greeting is "How you doing, the fella?" It's kind of like how that's how the guy talked.
Yeah.
When I came up, I'm like, but yeah, it's definitely really weird, definitely really bizarre that like such a modern. I mean, the United States is a very modern nation. Just to have in this nation a group of people so close to modern civilization, living in essentially the Renaissance era, kind of thing.
They still have like the horse and wagon. And...
like I can't tell you how many times I have to like go around, like drive around the horse and buggy, that comes out the back. And I tell you this right now, and I'm only saying this because they can't use the internet, and so they can't hear me. But if you go into one of those businesses, right, those Amish businesses, they have the pretty women up front selling you the stuff, and they got the ugly ones in the back cutting up the meat. I'm gonna say this right now. They do that. They do that. I've noticed that. Like the pretty girl is out there in the front, and then the ones come out from the back look like Frankenstein coming out with like the cuts of meat. And they're like I'm sorry, I'm a horrible person. I know, but
it's like the meme that happened. Like if a woman hold an art it's a money, and so they have got the same idea but for like a whole store. So they are evolving.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's good to see that various things that are unique to our the same in all cultures, I guess.
Yeah, the corporate world realized that a while ago. They just started.
Yeah.
Hustler can sponsor us, sure.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure if anyone will ever sponsor us just because of the foul things that we've said on this podcast. But
you're good. You will find a lot of sponsors.
Okay.
I keep trying to tell them that, but
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, I've seen. Have you ever watched like Call Me Carson channel?
Call Me Carson.
I don't believe I have.
I don't think I have, but it sounds.
You should. It is the edgiest channel I have ever seen in my life, and he gains millions of views per video.
Yeah,
he is now, I think he has like almost 4 million subscribers, and he started last year. People love him so much, and he has a lot of sponsors.
Damn.
Sounds like something that's right up my alley. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. I love to watch his content. It's funny.
That's cool.
We will go to. I remember like one of the videos one of the first videos I've seen for him was Pornhub comments.
Oh, Jesus.
Like he would go to the subreddit that has the comments on like Pornhub videos, and oh my god, if that's not the weirdest things I have ever seen. You will go to a video and scroll like in the comments, you'll see someone ask, guys, does anybody knows how to install Minecraft on a Windows 7 or something?
Yeah. Yeah,
and oh my god, you will see a lot of people giving him every single instruction he needs for that. Guys, why are you here?
Yeah.
I'll say, and maybe not a proud moment to share, but I remember I was watching a particular video and somebody in the comments was describing how to mod like Fallout 4 to bring tanks into the game, and I was like, no way. So like I downloaded it on PC and it actually worked.
Yeah, he wasn't bullshitting. It's like he wasn't trying to be edgy. This is an actual thing. Yeah.
Like, somebody asked it nicely, and I was like, well, now that I'm on the video, I mean, I might as well check out this part too. So I checked it out, and yeah, it worked seamlessly in the game. So
my favorite comment that I've ever seen on a Pornhub video was, this might be, this might be like hot or whatever, but nothing beats the love that I have for Jesus Christ. Was
oh my god, I remember that one. Yeah, I remember exactly.
Okay, now we both know what we're in.
Oh my god, I remember that one. Yeah, I remember exactly what he said. He said, you know what is harder than that, man? My love for Jesus Christ. Yeah. I remember that one, yeah.
God. I regret saying that. God damn it. All right, yeah. So that's yeah, I don't think we should air this part. I don't think we should air this part. I don't know. But
I mean, I'm not. I don't watch these videos. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, me neither. I don't watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. No, but I mean, like I'm following this subreddit, and people are they are talking about things that would never come to your mind while watching any porno.
Yeah.
Like, why would you ever talking about like? Why would you ever talk about like Fallout or Minecraft?
Yeah.
I mean, even if I see like a comment about a guy who's talking about Minecraft, I will not reply to that because he's probably 10 years old on Pornhub.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's almost like it's the comments have almost gotten like worse than YouTube comments.
Yeah.
Like you're just kind of puzzled at what's going on because the video, like at least on YouTube, it might be like a Minecraft tutorial. On there, it's just like, how is this?
Yeah, how is this relevant? I do have to say one of my favorite things that I watch on YouTube is the Pornhub channel on YouTube. Right now, I don't know.
Oh, do they have? Why?
It is the best, most surreal, like weird, funniest thing I think I've ever seen.
I'm assuming there's no porn on it, correct?
No, but it's they have porn stars read mean tweets. Right, that's one of the segments.
They've got to be awful.
And another segment is the Pornhub Cares program. This is real, right? Where one of the interviews they had this series going where they would go and ask random people like, oh, do you want to watch this awesome movie with one of your favorite actors or actresses in it, right? And they wouldn't tell them that this is a porno, right? And they would bring their favorite porn star out, and then they would watch the film with the porn star, right? And this one fat guy, he was like this fat guy, like 350 pounds. Like when they told him that Alex Lynx was in this studio, he's like, "Oh, awesome! This is great!" And she comes out and like, like it meets him and stuff like that. And then they literally watch her porn. Both of them do. And it's like, and she's like,
and that is the most awkward thing.
No, but he was totally, but he was like, if it was, he was totally not like, she was like, what did you think? He's like, oh, I was getting hot and heavy at this point. And like, stuff like totally like he was totally on board with everything. Right. So then later, he lives in Los Angeles. Todd is his name. Todd the Bod. They call him, that's his nickname, and he him and his mother, like he lives with his mother, and he's like 40 something years old, and his car ends up breaking down to where he needed to ride the bus to work and stuff like that. So the Pornhub Cares program, Alex Lynx, the porn star, got with him, and Pornhub donated a brand new car for him and his mother to get around, and it has Pornhub all over it. It has the logo on it.
Yeah, I would prefer to walk.
Yeah, it was him and his 75-year-old like mother, right? Like there at this,
yeah,
and it was the most surreal. Like they're actually doing it, and he's like crying. He's like, "This is so amazing! Like, thank you." And it has like the Pornhub lights are in the thing. Like, there's TVs with Pornhub in the back, and like, just the case, and him and the 75-year-old woman, like it was the weirdest, like, you need to watch it. It's the funniest, most surreal thing I've ever seen. Like, where it's like, wow, they're actually like good people. Like, it's crazy when a porn company cares more about the general welfare of human beings than Walmart or like McDonald's or something like that, or like actual, it's fascinating to me.
They help plow the streets when it's snowy in New York City every winter.
I've heard that. Yeah, there's snowmobiles with Pornhub logos on. I
mean,
I'm like,
and I think it's because I think they know how much trouble they're in.
Like all the just time. The nature of the.
So it's like we got to get back to the community excessively.
Yeah. But it was like the most surreal thing when he's like crying. He's like, "Thank you so much with this like new car, like his new Pornhub car." I'm like, "Good for you, dude!" Like,
and I'm wondering if he's still keeping like the stickers and posters and the call.
Well, that's what they said. They said, they said, we decked it out with these awesome, TVs and tablets that are hooked up to the internet in case you want to watch something a little explicit, like they're even
I will never watch that in my car that has Pornhub logo all over it.
Yeah.
Never.
No.
No good could come.
No. Yeah. It's like at the exact same time, like this is a real thing that happened to a human being, like on this planet.
Even if I was like scrolling through like the comment section trying to install Minecraft, it wouldn't be in the street.
But yeah, that's like a cool thing to watch is the Pornhub YouTube channel, because it's amazing. It's amazing. It absolutely like changed
a taste of the community without watching.
Yeah.
So you're not watching porn, but
like,
you are.
Yeah, like I have to be honest. Like, I've watched so many Alex Lynx videos. Have never seen one of her pornos.
See,
like that's the weirdest thing. Like I like to where I am literally following her on YouTube, and
she's a saint. You're saying that, and then you are telling someone, and he tells you about her. Like,
she's awesome. She's cool. Like I definitely like dig her. Like, she's cool. Like, haven't seen it. Like, I'm like so weird because like that's like almost that like of all the things that I shouldn't like, that you shouldn't be doing and shouldn't be doing. That's like one that like, but you get. I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
Yeah,
You're good.
But yeah,
I don't remember like one of the weird comments on Pornhub. There was someone like saying, "Oh my God," and then like a verified God account was him. I mean, what is going on there?
I've seen this one channel, and it's literally a Pornhub channel that uploads non-pornographic content. They had the Brexit negotiations with David Cameron when are you aware of Britain and how they separated from the EU?
But why in Pornhub?
Because the video was titled "Man Fucks Entire Country," with like that, like it was the congressional floor where they did the thing, and like "Man Fucks Entire Country" on live television or something like that, and it's like there's so many good there's so much amazing hilarious content on there, like it's
a ridiculous place to
yeah.
I mean, it's literally like the weirdest website ever.
I'm not sure if I could say this, but one of the craziest, funniest videos I think I've ever seen on there was a video of women, a bunch of women like masturbating, but like
What?
And so it was like, I was there. It looked like they were playing guitar.
They're wailing it.
It was the funniest thing I think I've ever seen. Like it was the
2020 version of Guitar.
Yeah, like, it was like because it was so well put. It was so well edited together. It was like like that. Like I laughed a lot. But
see, like if you got bored like with comedy on YouTube, Netflix.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe we should migrate to that. Like, yeah, like that's
where we should be uploading this video.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be good image for me to have a video on Pornhub.
No, it won't.
Even though it's not porn. Like I have Nicholas. Oh my God, you can have it like a tag that I like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
I would be more afraid of what they would do with the video.
Yeah. That's, to be quite honest, I'm surprised that you haven't like gotten up, turned like the your webcam off, and like thrown it out a window with what we've been talking about so far. To be quite honest, that's so. Thank you very much for staying here as long as you have.
I mean, let's hope by the time the podcast like is aired, let's hope I don't get canceled.
Oh geez, yeah, no, that would be absolutely horrible.
Like, why do I cancel him? Because he was talking about Pornhub. No. Yeah, sure.
We'll redact any statements. We'll say we had him in the room next door and we were forcing him to say these lines.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, I don't know. I think, are we going to end it right now, or are we going? How long have we been going?
Probably a good hour and a half.
All right.
Yeah.
I think. Do you feel comfortable cutting it here?
I mean, it's up to you. I mean, I'm enjoying it.
Oh yeah, but you're our special guest, so yeah, I think we'll cut it here. And
usually we have just before you head out. Usually we have a segment where we plug some of our stuff. Do you want to plug any of your stuff here at the end? And
what do you mean by plugging my stuff? I mean, we were just talking about Pornhub, so no. I'm not sure if I'm following here. No, I don't want to be any of my video like show up after like talking about Pornhub, because it's the opposite of Pornhub.
Yeah, no. I meant, like, do you have any like videos or anything like that coming out, or anything like that you want to share on this channel?
With all of our 12 subscribers that would want to be
in case any of those viewers want to go over and view your channel, or
I mean, I'm always having videos. I post a video every 2 days. It's always the weirdest thing you will ever see.
It's awesome though. He's being too modest. It's awesome. Check out his channel. Check out his videos. He has some awesome stuff. He's always up to something. Definitely.
We'll put it in the description.
Yeah,
too,
we'll be putting your stuff in. So it was a great time getting to chat with you and reminisce about with you and everything, dude. And I hope to hang with you sometime in the future soon, man. Because
man. I mean, I live in West Virginia, so.
Oh, geez! Wow, yeah, you're pretty. We don't want to give our location, but. Not yet anyway, but
yeah, it's not worse than where I am.
Yeah.
So let's be honest. So
yeah,
it's around the same.
We were actually going to visit that area soon to do our pilgrimage for Chris Chan, the thing anyway. So
I mean, you're welcome if you're.
Yeah, no.
Let's not get political, but I'm sure where the state's voting for. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was like, wow, like you have balls the size of steel, man. That's
man. I mean, if I'm not getting deported for this, I'm not sure.
Yeah, no. No, but in all seriousness, though, yeah, check out Mutaim's stuff. The dude is a comedic genius. He's amazing and awesome. So definitely check out his things and stay tuned for more stuff from both of us, from both of our channels here coming forward. So thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah.
And
thank you so much. And thank you for joining the channel here.
Yeah.
Sure, it was my pleasure. I enjoyed my time here, guys.
It was an honor, dude. It was an honor getting to catch up with you and chat with you and see all the things that you're up to. And we wish you nothing but success.
Oh, you too, guys.
Even more success going forward, because, you seem to be killing it by yourself as it is. So, so we wish you nothing but more success, and I hope to collab with you in the future.
Oh, it's going to be my pleasure, guys.
All right.
All righty. Thank you. Again.
Peace out, guys.
Yep.
All right.
See you later.
Right.
All right. So we can just stop recording there.